Yo, what up, Order Mark here. Sorry for the delayed review, guys. Moving hasn't been fun on top of the late release. Things just kept getting pushed back. So I am still bringing it to y'all. Thanks for joining me. Baam is killing me, and we gotta start from the top before I can get to him. So we flash back to Yama and Yaracha, and of course Yaracha isn't dead, but I assumed he might be based on the last line that he said. Yama notices a floating ship on top of the lot being shielded with a woman running towards the ship. Yama puts it together that she has a book in her hand, and that it's possible that that's the actual book. I can't say I love the timing of that. It's kind of like bullshit in a way, and I'm a bit nitpicky when it comes to things like that in writing, because it's just like, you've never been to this ship. That could be any woman running to any ship, but you automatically assume you have the fake book. And on top of that, he jumps in and tells her that he needs to verify it. Verify what, bro? You don't even know what the book contains or what it's about. All you know is that it contains information about Gustang. While he's doing that, he's attacked by Dumas, who we're told by Yaracha is the third strongest in Pobidu. We have to unpack that a bit, right? Number one strongest, it's not Gustang, because he didn't say Pobidu family, he said Pobidu army. Gustang aside, number one, it's gotta be Belier, right? Because he's the vice captain of the ship. Number two is the question here. It could be the other guy that's with Dumas, who we now know as Richmond, which I'll get to later on. Is it Hugo, or is it anybody else that like we've seen in the Pobidu family? But regardless, Yaracha tells Yama to run. So since he's third, then we have to assume that his level is between maybe 20 to maybe 75 in that range. So he's probably pretty high up there. And then Yama himself is only between maybe 75 to maybe 100, 125th. 3 to 4 or 5 level difference is a massive difference when it comes to the ranking. So Yama might be outmatched here. Yaracha already telling him to run as a sign. So Yama ends up blocking the attack and get his arm completely shredded. And it's a bit weird. I wonder if that's an ability thing, because not only was it shredded, Yama didn't show any blood. So I don't know if he was like healing or whatever. Pretty strong attack to shred Yama's skin. But Richmond is having a conversation with the book bearer, which I have a problem with this, right? So this whole conversation with the book bearer is her talking about she wants to go back to the mothership and how she wants to live a regular life, and then Richmond kills her. No problem with that. Our problem is she's a nobody. We got all this stuff with Gustang, right? Gustang was high ranker, first class librarian. What is she? Like no one, nobody? Like no name? Like I already said that her design was super basic, but she just simply got killed off with nothing. Like when we seen her the previous chapter, she had this scary face. I thought like maybe she was in disguise or something, but nothing from her. And yeah, that's kind of ass, given that Gustang was even worse. Yeah, not feeling that part. Yeah, Richmond says that no one can know of the book, given that she might have read it with her time that she's guarded. And then Richmond says something interesting, which is he thought that she wasn't fit for this type of role. I don't know what those words mean. I don't know if that's a mistranslation, but if you guys have anything about what that means in regards to anything, because I tried to think about it, I don't know. Let me know. But they turn to leave, and Yaracha is kind of passing out on the ground. I'm gonna assume that later on Yama's not gonna let them just simply leave. Moving on, we move back to the Victor, where Kieran's forces are running wild, and they're all stronger than regular rankers, so we can assume that they're advanced rankers. And Catan realizes that the situation could spiral out of control, especially if Kieran's forces are destroyed, and it's going to be an all-out war, because Hugo's forces are likely all going to attack at the same time. But just in that moment, Baam appears in Laura's ship. My problem with Baam is that he went right to action. Bro didn't stop to assess the situation, talk to whoever's in charge. Given that you popped up on lobdadon's ship, you should probably go talk to lobdadon or somebody like Catan, who's the vice captain. But he didn't. He just launched in and went for the attack. And we get a little background that Laura told him about the relationship between lobdadon and Kieran, that they were like brothers growing up, and that Kieran handled internal affairs and lobdadon handled everything kind of domestic and outward, which we already assumed that was the case, right? But Laura gave him information on Kieran's army. Why does he seem like a dog? Like Laura's dog? Like, since when was Laura's mission the most important thing here? Like, don't get me wrong, I understand the underlying thing is finding out whatever it is to stop the war, right? But if Baam ends up retrieving the book in the long run, it's not going to matter. Zahard wants the Pobidu family eliminated. Probably not Gustang, but the entire family. He's hunting them. This whole war was started by Zahard, not by Gustang. Regardless if he stops the war between Lobopia, I think that Zahard is probably going to send another family or just his army in general, but it's still going to be a hunt for Gustang's family regardless. So Baam, you stopping one war is just going to make another one start. It does not matter. Gustang has the bracelet which can defeat Zahard and the family his. Until he gives that back and maybe he takes punishment for it, open my eyes! Things aren't going to change. So there's nothing that Baam can do. And if Baam gets the book, I feel like he's going to read it. I feel like he's going to read parts of it just to learn some things about Gustang or maybe about the family heads in general. Also, he's bringing his friends in the field with him. Okay guys, let's have another arc where Andrasi, Rek, and Kun are basically useless. Like, they're fighting against advanced rankers. Not just rankers, where they could probably tussle. Advanced rankers, which is Kieran's force. Now, it was just Andrasi and Baam that went, but what can she do? She is not advanced ranker level, bro. And if she is, just such an ass bull. There's no way she should be fighting on par with them. Because if that's the case, then you would be saying that Lolio is also advanced ranker level. Fuck out of here. We're not going for that. Kun and Rak seem to have stayed behind and maybe they talk to Catan and Lobdadon's forces, but that's all they're fucking useful for. Just talking. It seems so pointless to bring them along. Moving on to Hugo and Lobdadon's fight. This fight was cool up until the point where, yeah, Hugo got her ass beat. So Hugo pulls out a blade called the Black Mandarin because she can't pierce Lobdadon's wood creature is what it seems like we have here. I hope we get to see a little bit more of that because it's pretty cool. But she pulls out this really cool blade that she said is made by the hottest blacksmith in the tower. Not sure what hottest means because hottest could be translated as trendy, or like someone she finds hot, or just like someone who makes attractive weapons. The weapon is pretty cool and it's pretty damn strong because it pierces right through Lobdadon's wood shield, but he pulls out a One Punch Man punch. The art for One Punch Man and this punch were very identical, which was pretty cool, but it was also called a Primal Punch, which we've seen Primal Punch used before by Cha. So I wonder if that's a fighting style that they learned from someone in the tower, but regardless, Hugo goes down in one shot, so Lobdadon basically, she kind of got negative to be honest, because bro didn't seem like he really tried. Lobdadon's strength is real. He's definitely top 30 somewhere up there to one shot somebody like Hugo. Yeah, that's basically the chapter. My predictions are going back to Yama on the lot. So I'm gonna assume Uracha's about to die, and he's probably gonna hand Yama the Fang to defeat Dumas, and we probably get an all-out fight between Dumas and Yama, and that's gonna be cool. But I can't see Richmond staying out of the fight because this book is a very important thing. So this is not time for 1v1 fights. This is like all-out war. The stakes are high. So Yama might get jumped by 2 high rankers here. And if he beats both, it really depends on how strong this Fang makes him, man. Because I don't want to, I hate to see it, especially for somebody who's 3rd strongest in the Pobidu army. But I guess Yama is a slayer and he had to eventually get to this level. But it just seems like really quick that this happened, right? So, but I can't see Richmond just letting Dumas get his ass beat if he gets his ass beat. I do think we get to see Kieran popping up at Pobidu Station, where he'll run into Yuri, Tiara, Cha, but his forces will let him know that the irregular is here. He'll say that, oh, he's not even here. He'll probably like announce it and leave, which is going to alarm Tiara, who's going to probably let Gustang know. So that's going to make things extremely complicated because once Tiara alerts Gustang that Baam is on the field with Lobdadon and Kieran, it's a very huge possibility that one, Baam could get snatched up by Kieran. Not only that, the book is in bigger jeopardy than Gustang may have realized. So does Gustang transport him and Trom to Lobdadon's side? And then what happens? Like, things are extremely high right now. And I think we're getting to the climax. I'd probably say between the next 7 to 8 chapters, we'll probably hit the peak here with Gustang getting the book and finding out what he needs to do. Does the chess match still happen? I think we need to forget about the chess match, guys, to be honest. It don't seem like it's happening. Too many things are in play right now. But yeah, this is my last video in this place. Like I said, guys, I'm moving, so you'll see a whole new setup, whole new everything. Here's the chapter rating. 7 out of 10. Baam is what kept us away from being an 8. I don't like his actions here. I plan on streaming tomorrow for a couple hours. I'm definitely gonna let you guys know ahead of time. But yeah, that's the chapter, and I'll see you guys pretty soon.